It's been 1 week since the bannings in Pioneer, and we just seen Mono Green Devotion take down the Pioneer Showcase by the hands of Moda Cabal member Devin O'Donnell, also known as Doomwake. Nykthos Shrine to Nyx continues to show its dominance in the Pioneer format, even after having several cards banned from the deck. Nykthos Shrine to Nyx generates an absurd amount of mana that allows the deck to cast multiple Planeswalkers as early as turn 3. I played this deck on stream not too long ago and managed to get a 4-1 finish, and the deck felt extremely powerful. Mono Green Devotion is the Tron deck of the Pioneer format. With maximum devotion to Annihilate God of the Hunt and Nissa Who Shakes Our World, we bring you a match, Budget Kenobi style. We won the die roll, so we'll go first. This opening 7 doesn't have any mana acceleration and doesn't do anything by turn 3, so we'll mull. This 6 has mana acceleration, Nykthos, and something to do with the mana, so keep. We'll bottom this forest. We'll play the forest, and then we'll cast Elvish Mystic, then pass the turn. Our opponent plays Port Town, revealing Plains, then casts a Mausoleum Wanderer. On our turn, we cast Elvish Mystic, then we cast Llanowar Elves, then we play Nykthos Shrine to Nyx, with the ability to generate 5 mana on the next turn. The opponent plays Island, then casts Supreme Phantom, then attacks us to 17. We play Castle Garenbrig. Drawing the Castle Garenbrig was one of the best draws in our deck, as generating 7 mana this early in the game is absolutely insane. With that 7 mana, we cast a Voracious Hydra for X = 5, which we use to fight the Supreme Phantom. Our opponent untaps, plays a Plains for turn, then attacks for 1 with their Mausoleum Wanderer. In our upkeep, our opponent taps down Voracious Hydra. We play Forest for turn, activate Shrine for 5 mana, play Karn the Great Creator, grabbing Sky Sovereign from our sideboard, and in the same turn, also casting the Sky Sovereign, killing one of their spirits. With our opponent very much behind on board, they play a land and attack us down to 15. In our upkeep, our opponent casts Spectral Sailor. We play a Forest for turn, go to combat, thinking that they can tap down our Voracious Hydra. We attack for 5. After combat, we activate Karn, getting Stonecoil Serpent, and we cast Stonecoil Serpent as an 8/8. And our opponent mistakenly tries to spellcolor it, and they're going to learn today that doesn't work. Our opponent untaps, draws their card, and then concedes the game. For game 2, we don't need to make any changes, and that is one of the advantages of this deck. Our opening 7 doesn't do anything and has no mana acceleration, so mull. Our 6 has mana acceleration and things to do with that mana, so we keep. We bottom a forest. Our opponent plays an island and passes the turn. We untap, play Forest, and cast Elvish Mystic. On our end step, our opponent casts Spectral Sailor. Our opponent plays a Plains, then casts Supreme Phantom, then attacks us to 18. We untap, play a Forest, then cast Llanowar Elves, developing our mana for the next turn. Our opponent plays a Port Town, revealing Plains, then attacks us down to 15. Activating Castle Garenbrig gives us 6 creature mana, which we use to cast a Voracious Hydra X = 4, which gets met by a Lawfully Denial. Our opponent untaps, plays a Plains, then casts another Supreme Phantom, then attacks us down to 10.
Bruh.
We untap, do the same thing as the previous turn by casting a Voracious Hydra X = 4, which resolves, and then we fight a Supreme Phantom. With only 2 cards in hand, our opponent attacks us down to 7. On our turn, we cast Vivien Arcbow Ranger, which resolves. Then we use its -3 ability to have our Voracious Hydra bite the Supreme Phantom. On the end of turn, our opponent draws a card. Our opponent plays Glacial Fortress for turn, then casts Shacklegeist, and does not attack this turn. In our upkeep, our opponent activates the ability of Shacklegeist to tap down Voracious Hydra. We then cast Nissa Who Shakes the World, which resolves. We animate the forest, pump it up with Vivien Arcbow Ranger, and then attack our opponent down to 12. Our opponent untaps, plays a Plains, then passes the turn. In our upkeep, our opponent taps down our animated forest. We animate another forest, And smelling blood in the water, we attack for a lethal, and our opponent concedes the match. And there we have it. Mono Green Devotion takes down Bloody Spirits very easily. Mono Green did what it does best by generating a lot of mana early and casting spells that are hard to interact with early in the game. The best way to beat this deck moving forward is just to take them off their mana. If Mono Green can't cast these spells a turn to 2 turns earlier, and their deck's very beatable. So the deck having cheap interaction while also having a good game plan yourself is a good way to beat this deck. Mono Green Devotion is going to be one of the best decks in the format moving forward, and you're going to need to be able to fight against it. I know this video is different than most gameplay videos, but I really wanted to experiment with some of the structures for these videos. So let me know what you think of this video, how you think of the format, how you think of the structure. I really appreciate any feedback. And that's all from me today. See you guys.